So, your fiancé is a shut-in neat, huh? I mean, I know you love working and all, but I never thought you'd end up with a deadbeat guy clinging to you for support. Were there really no better men for you to choose from? Because, I mean, gosh, he is such a sad choice on your part, right?
Where are you even getting this information? Because I don't ever remember you meeting with my fiancé and I before. That's not true at all. Yes, he stays at home, but he works from his room. This is the lifestyle he chose for himself. He's not some freeloading guy, so you really don't need to worry about him.
Oh, I'm not worried, not one bit. I couldn't care less about what kind of life you choose to lead. It's just, well, I found it kind of amusing.
Amusing?
Your older brother is such a respectable member of society, isn't he? And yeah, I guess you're holding your own as a working woman too, but let's face it, you're still a woman. Once you get pregnant, your career is going to take a hit, right? And then what? The workaholic girl ends up with a shut-in guy? Surely you could have done better than that.
You know, you've been mocking the concept of being a shut-in for a while now, but aren't you a full-time housewife yourself? Doesn't that mean you're basically shut in at home doing work too?
Oh, but I go out for groceries and errands, and I hang out with my friends too, so I'm not some recluse. Your fiancé, on the other hand, he's one of those, right? The type who has online friends in games or whatever. Sorry, but I wouldn't know about that kind of stuff. We live in completely different worlds, you know. Not that I want to understand his world either.
All you've been doing is belittling him this whole time. I don't know why you feel the need to act like this. But you said you're not interested, right? So why don't you leave us alone? What kind of life we live has nothing to do with you.
Of course it doesn't, but since you're getting married, you must be thinking about having kids, right? In that case, you should seriously consider how you'll manage your finances before your career takes a back seat. If you're going to step off the career track, you need a solid plan to adjust course and get help from your husband when needed. Take me, for example. My husband earns plenty, so having kids isn't an issue for us. But in your case, you're the primary breadwinner, aren't you?
Look, my fiancé earns more than me, so we're fine. You don't need to worry about us.
Oh, come on, no need to put up a front. I don't really care if you and your fiancé end up in a downward spiral. But just so you know, if your life ever falls apart and you come to us for help, don't expect anything from me. We're busy enjoying our own fabulous life. So don't think for a second that we'd bail you out.
Ah, so that's what this is about. I was wondering why someone as self-centered as you would even take an interest in our lives. Now it makes sense. But you don't have to worry. We're working hard to make sure that never happens.
Oh, is that so? Well, I guess that's fine then. You're such a workaholic, aren't you? I can't help but feel a little sorry for you, even if I'm not actually interested in your life. But hey, you're the one who chose this path, so take responsibility for your decisions and follow through, okay?
I understand. You don't need to keep repeating yourself. I've got it.
Oh, is that right? Well, good. By the way, my husband and I are about to open a bottle of super expensive wine that he bought on company expenses. I just wanted to clear the air a bit before that.
Wait, he bought it with company expenses? Isn't that, not okay? What if the company finds out?
They'll never find out. He said he lists it as a gift for another company or something. Not that I really understand the details. But thanks to that, we recently got to stay at a luxury hotel, too. Honestly, I'm so glad I married him.
Wait, you mean he's been doing stuff like that regularly? That's literally illegal.
It's fine as long as no one finds out. Admit it, you're jealous, aren't you? If you'd married someone as high-spec as your brother, you could have had a life like mine, too. What a shame, huh?
Right. I've had enough of your stories, so please just enjoy your life however you want.
Oh, that's right. About your wedding today, my husband and I won't be attending. I mean, who would want to waste their time at a wedding with a jobless neat? Total waste of time, so consider us absent.
Huh? The wedding is literally starting in 5 minutes. What are you even saying at this point?
Well, looking at the invitation now, it seems like you rented out quite the fancy venue. Taking out loans just to have a grand wedding. What a show off.
You're saying you only just looked at the invitation properly now? So you had no intention of coming from the beginning, right? In other words, you fully intended to inconvenience us, didn't you?
Like I care about your wedding. Honestly, from the start, I never considered the two of you as family anyway.
I see. Understood. Then we'll clear your seats.
Oh, what a pity. Empty seats at a wedding. But hey, today is your big day, the day you tie the knot with a neat, right? Why not make it extra special by cutting ties with us all together? A woman who marries someone like that? Yeah, I'm done with you.
That's fine. No issues here. Goodbye, then.
Hey, what the hell is going on? I just heard that a bunch of famous people attended your wedding. Why am I getting scolded by my husband's company president over this?
Sorry, I'm a bit busy right now. May I ask who's speaking?
Don't play dumb with me. It's your sister-in-law. What the heck is going on? Why are the guests at your wedding so high profile? What kind of tricks did you pull?
Sister-in-law? I don't have one of those. If you're talking about my former sister-in-law, I believe we cut ties an hour ago.
Oh, stop making this so complicated. Yes, I'm talking about me. Now answer me. Why the hell are your wedding guests so freaking impressive?
Wow, you're seriously noisy. Do you realize how much of a hassle this is for me, especially on my wedding day? The reason the guests are so impressive is simple. It's because my husband is well connected. In the investment world, in the entertainment industry, he's a fairly well-known investor. Sure, he's a bit of a recluse and doesn't show his face much, but it's not like he's hiding it. Those who know him know him.
Wait, what? You're serious? So, this wedding isn't something you went into debt over?
Of course not. My husband paid for everything up front, in cash. You're the one who assumed it was all done on borrowed money.
You've got to be kidding me. And the company president, my husband's boss, was invited to the wedding?
Oh, that's right. Funny story. I only recently found out that the president is the head of the company your husband works for. Lol. It came up the other day when we were casually chatting about how useless my brother and his wife are. Lol. About how they've been embezzling funds and bragging about it openly. I even mentioned that if they pulled something like that again, I'd make a call to the company.
Wait, hold on. That's about us, isn't it? Who did you tell all of that to?
Oh, you caught on quickly. Yeah, turns out I was talking to the president of your company. I only realized afterward. Without thinking, I pretty much spilled everything. Lol.
What the hell? Do you even understand what you've done? If the president finds out about all this, it's over for us.
Well, yeah, it probably is, lol. Actually, the president planned to confront my brother today to get his side of the story, lol. But then you two went and pulled the stunt of canceling on my wedding last minute. Honestly, he was beyond disgusted, lol.
You've got to be kidding me. What have you done? This isn't just some scolding situation. This could ruin us.
Probably, yeah, lol. But hey, that's life, right? Lol. I mean, you're a couple of criminals, aren't you? Lol. If you get punched in the face for it, you can't exactly complain. Lol.
How can you be so nonchalant? Anyway, we just arrived at the venue. We're coming in right now to apologize. My husband hasn't been able to get the president to acknowledge him since either. He only got a scolding over the phone and then the call was cut off. The president said they'd discuss it further later, but...
Oh, no. Even if you've made it to the venue, we don't have a seat for you. Lol. I'm not the kind of person who invites people I've cut ties with to my wedding. You two are complete strangers now, so you're not getting in.
Don't be like that. Please let us in. We'll apologize properly.
I don't need any worthless apologies that hold no value whatsoever. Seeing you apologize won't make me feel better, so don't bother coming.
But there are so many famous people at your wedding, right? We have to greet them properly.
As the brother and sister-in-law who bailed on our wedding at the last minute? Lol. Everyone here already knows what kind of people you are. It's pointless. If you try to come in, the security staff will happily escort you out.
Haley, great job today. You must be exhausted. You looked absolutely stunning in your wedding dress. Oh, I'm so happy for you. You've married such a wonderful person. Congratulations.
Rachel, thank you so much. I'm so glad you were by my side through everything. When my brother and his wife ditched us, I honestly didn't know what to do at first. But thanks to you, I realized it didn't matter whether they showed up or not. You helped me see that they were irrelevant. For that, I'm truly grateful.
Oh, don't worry about it. I was just pointing out the truth after all. Richard has always been the golden boy, hasn't he? Excellent grades, great at navigating life. It seems like he's always had things so easy, but that came at a cost to us. He never acknowledges the sacrifices we made or the stress we endured because of him. He just dumped all the pressure he couldn't handle onto us like it was nothing. It's like he has no idea how much we struggled.
Yeah, you're right. But you know what? I was able to endure it because of you. Even though my brother has been a constant source of trouble, I always thought, at least I have Rachel. That thought gave me strength to keep going.
You're the same for me. That's why it means so much to see you marry someone so incredible. Your husband is so kind and he treats you like a true sibling would. That gives me so much peace of mind.
I'm glad to hear that. Honestly, it's such a relief to hear you say that.
Still, though, can you believe how awful those two were? Begging on their knees at the venue, pleading to be let in, only to be dragged away by security? It was beyond embarrassing, even for them. As my brother and sister-in-law, they've hit a new low.
I know. It was such an outrageous spectacle. But at least everyone at the wedding understood the situation. In these circles, people have seen it all, so they were surprisingly understanding. In fact, after that whole scene, so many guests came up to encourage and support us. It was really touching.
Wait, seriously? That's actually kind of hilarious.
Right? Honestly, I just decided to think of it as adding an unexpected dose of entertainment to the day. If I didn't frame it that way, I think I'd lose my mind, lol. But now that we've officially cut ties with them, it feels like a huge weight has been lifted.
Yeah, exactly.
I've wanted to cut ties with them for so long, and now it's finally done. I'm pretty sure the rest of the family is completely fed up with them too, lol.
Exactly. We don't have to deal with them anymore.
So it was you, after all, wasn't it? The one who set fire to my parents' house. You did it, didn't you? You're the one responsible for starting that fire. Why? What on earth were you thinking, setting fire to our home? What did you want to achieve by doing something so drastic? Don't you think this is a massive overreaction? It's one thing to be angry, but this is just extreme revenge, don't you think?
What are you talking about? Your parents' house caught fire? Oh, that's horrible, isn't it? I'm sorry, I really can't help but find this whole situation amusing. You're being so dramatic. Are you seriously blaming me for this?
Stop pretending like you don't know anything. It's pointless. I have all the evidence. These days, you can't be too careful, so I made sure to install security cameras around the house. Every moment is captured. I have all the proof I need, and you can't talk your way out of this. You didn't even know the cameras were there, yet you casually set fire to the garden, thinking you could get away with it. All the footage is going straight to the police, and you'll be caught, no matter what.
What? Are you seriously saying that? You're not joking, are you?
Of course I'm not joking. If I were, I wouldn't even be bothering to contact you. You had no idea there were cameras, yet you walked right into it and set the garden on fire. It's all on tape. It's all going to the police. I'm just making sure that you're held accountable for what you've done.
It's your fault. If you just let us into the wedding, none of this would have happened. If you hadn't pushed us away, none of this would have gone this far. Maybe we would have been fine. Maybe we wouldn't be here right now. This is all your fault.
Don't start blaming me. It was you and your decision to cut us off from the wedding. You were the ones who refused to have us there, and now you're acting like this is all my fault? You seriously think I'm to blame for everything that's happening now? This is nothing but revenge for something you decided yourself. You're the one with the problem. I'm sure you're with your brother right now, but just so you know, I've already called the police. The moment you're caught, you're going to face the consequences of your actions. No way you can escape this.
Don't you dare mess with me. You're the ones who ruined my life. You two are the ones who started all this, not me. If you'd just stayed out of my life, we wouldn't be dealing with any of this now. You think I'm the one to blame here?
What? Are you seriously going to sit there and act like it's my fault that your life fell apart? Your whole life fell apart after your divorce, and you think it's my fault? You're the one who couldn't keep your mouth shut, couldn't keep your secrets, and now you want to blame me for it?
I trusted you. I trusted you enough to tell you everything that was happening. I never thought you'd go behind my back and tell the boss everything. And now look at what happened. My husband's promotion was canceled, and not only that, his salary was slashed. All because of your big mouth, and now he's furious, and he's telling me he wants a divorce. You think I'm just going to sit here and take all the blame for this? How is any of this fair?
Well, when you put it like that, I guess it does sound a little inconvenient for you. But the truth is, both of you were wrong. That's the thing about my brother. He's always been like that. He's selfish. Always has been. If you think he was going to be anything other than this, you're fooling yourself. I'm really not surprised by any of this. My brother has always been like this.
Are you seriously telling me you think I should just accept all of this? Do you think I can just forgive all of this and move on?
So, let me ask you again. Why did you set fire to my parents' house? What exactly did we have to do with any of this? We had nothing to do with your problems, so why drag us into it?
Well, to be honest, part of me wanted to teach you both a lesson. But also, I thought that maybe my husband would start relying on me more. If the family situation became difficult for everyone, maybe he would start leaning on me, looking for comfort from me. It was a way to get his attention, a way to make him care about me more.
Oh, that's not going to happen. My brother doesn't care about family, and he certainly doesn't care about you in the way you think. The only reason he even picked you was because you're attractive, but not very bright. You're someone who can take care of the house, and that's what he wanted. That's it. He's never been the type to think about family, and he's never been the type to think about you in the way you want him to.
What? You're wrong. We love each other. He loves me and I love him. You don't understand. He wouldn't just throw me away like that. There's no way he would just walk away from me.
Oh, I see. You really don't get it, do you? So you're saying you love him? That's cute, but I think it's a little delusional. He's already told you he wants a divorce. And you're still sitting here talking about love? How can you even be this naive in a situation like this? Honestly, it's almost pathetic.
Don't say that. We love each other. You don't know what we have.
Oh, but I do know. You see, the thing is, my brother doesn't care about love. He never has. He'll leave you for the next woman as soon as the opportunity arises. That's the type of person he is. You think he's faithful, but he's not. He'll leave you for someone else, and you'll be left with nothing.
What? What do you mean by that? What are you saying?
What I'm saying is that my brother is already seeing someone else. He's planning to leave you, and he's probably already moved on. This is just his excuse to get out of the relationship, but he's already got someone new. He'll drop you like it's nothing. I'm sorry, but that's just how he is. He's always been like that.
What? You're saying he has another woman?
Yeah, I'm sorry to break it to you, but that's the truth. My brother's been seeing someone else for a while now. He's just using you as a way to get out of his situation. The reason he's telling you he wants a divorce is because he's already moved on. He'll blame it on you, but he's already got someone else lined up. That's just how he works.
No way. This can't be true.
Oh, you're finally starting to get it, huh? It must be hard for you to believe, especially with that tiny brain of yours. But this is reality. Your husband is gone, and you're just too slow to figure it out. Well, you'll see it soon enough when you're left alone with nothing, lol. Martha was taken to the police in a state of complete shock. When she found out that my brother might have been seeing another woman, her world seemed to collapse in an instant. I can imagine how her mind went completely blank, overwhelmed by the sudden news. She was told what to do, and without questioning it, she followed along, allowing herself to be taken away by the authorities. The weight of the situation, the reality of her own actions, and the consequences of everything that had led to this point must have been too much for her to process in the moment. In a way, I suppose she had it coming, but it's hard to deny that it was still a harsh turn of events for her. As for my brother, I couldn't care less about him anymore. He was always someone I distanced myself from, and with the events surrounding the wedding, I officially severed all ties with him. The truth is, I have no idea what's happening with him now. I've heard rumors about how he's been struggling, especially with his status at work, and how his position in the company has been significantly affected. It's been said that he's in a difficult situation, which frankly doesn't bother me at all. In fact, I feel a sense of satisfaction knowing that the consequences of his actions are catching up to him. It's like the universe finally balancing the scales after all the damage he's done. To me, this entire situation feels like a long time coming. My brother had always thought he was untouchable, that he could manipulate people in situations to his advantage without facing any real repercussions. But the moment he thought he had it all, that's when everything started to unravel. I've heard that he's no longer in the position he once held in the company, and from what I gather, he's facing a lot of challenges now. It's like a mirror reflecting everything he's done, and now it's too late for him to fix things. Martha, on the other hand, seems to be entirely consumed by this revelation. She never truly understood the extent of my brother's actions, or the impact they had on those around him. She was so wrapped up in her own world, focused on maintaining control over everything, that she failed to see how precarious the whole situation really was. The truth has a way of surfacing, no matter how much people try to hide it. And in Martha's case, that truth came crashing down on her with a force she couldn't ignore. She thought she could control everything and everyone, but now she's paying the price for that arrogance. It's not that I take pleasure in seeing them suffer, but there's definitely a sense of justice in knowing that they've lost everything they once held dear. There's a certain satisfaction in seeing someone who thought they were above it all finally face the consequences of their actions. They tried so hard to manipulate everyone around them, thinking they could always get away with it, and now the fallout is here. It's not about revenge. It's about them finally facing what they've done. When I think about it, though, the most shocking part of all of this is how blind they were to the inevitable outcome. My brother and Martha were so wrapped up in their own lives, so consumed by their need for control and power that they never stopped to think about what might happen if things went wrong. They didn't care who they hurt or how their actions affect others. All that mattered to them was their own satisfaction, their own benefit. And now the truth has come to light, and it's too late for them to change anything. As for me, I've moved on. I don't need to be part of their drama anymore. I've taken a step back from all of it, distancing myself from their toxic behavior. There's no reason for me to continue being involved in their mess, and honestly, I feel lighter and freer because of it. I've learned that sometimes the best way to move forward is to cut ties with people who only bring negativity into your life, and that's exactly what I've done. I don't feel sorry for them. They brought this upon themselves. And now they have to deal with the consequences. I've also come to realize that the decisions they made and the paths they chose have led them to this point. The idea that they thought they could manipulate everyone around them without facing any real consequences was laughable. It's a hard lesson, but it's one that they're learning the hard way. The way they tried to control everything, to make everything work in their favor, it was all just a facade. And now, as the truth unravels, they're left to pick up the pieces of the mess they created. Even though they're going through a tough time now, I don't feel bad for them. If anything, I feel a sense of relief. It's like watching the universe finally correct the imbalance that they've created over the years. They built their lives on lies and manipulation, and now the truth is catching up with them. They're finally facing the reality of their actions, and while it's a difficult thing for them to experience, it's something they've earned. The consequences of their choices are inevitable. Looking back, it's almost surreal to think about how confident they were that they could keep everything under control. They had no idea that their lies would eventually come to light, that their manipulation would only take them so far. In the end, it wasn't me or anyone else who brought them down. They did it to themselves. They played the game of deception for so long that they forgot the most basic rule: nothing lasts forever. I've seen enough to know that their downfall is entirely of their own making. The way they tried to bend others to their will, the way they thought they could keep everything hidden, it was all just an illusion. They never understood that their actions would eventually have consequences. And now, as everything comes crashing down around them, I can't help but feel a sense of peace. It's not about vengeance. It's about justice. As for what happens next, I really don't care. I'm not invested in their future anymore. They've shown me who they truly are, and I have no interest in being part of their lives. My focus is on moving forward, on finding peace and happiness without being weighed down by their drama. I've learned to let go, and that's exactly what I intend to do. They've had their time, and now it's mine. Martha and my brother can deal with the consequences of their actions on their own. I don't owe them anything, and I certainly don't feel the need to fix what they've broken. They've made their choices, and now they have to live with them. Whatever happens next is on them, not me. In the end, all I can do is look forward. I've learned that sometimes the best way to heal is to leave the past behind and focus on what's ahead. That's exactly what I'm doing now. I've let go of the weight they placed on me, and now I'm ready to embrace the future with open arms. No more holding on to the past. No more letting their mess dictate my life. The future is mine to shape, and I'm going to make the most of it. So, while they struggle with the consequences of their actions, I'm going to focus on my own path. I'm done with the drama, done with the lies, and done with the manipulation. It's time for me to move on, to build something better, something free from the toxicity that they tried to drag me into. And honestly, that's the most freeing feeling I've had in a long time.